everyone, this video is for Severe M.E Awareness Day. In the UK there are around 250,000 children, young people and adults with M.E, and 1 in 4 of those people will have either severe or very severe M.E. M.E varies in severity from mild through to very severe, and it's so individual from person to person, just like many other chronic illnesses and disabilities. And even within that, the condition is fluctuating. So I have good days and bad days and in between days. Living with severe M.E is incredibly hard because of how unpredictable my illness is. I can't predict how I'm going to be even 1 hour to the next, and I have to be so careful with what I do. I did spend nearly 6 months in a specialist ward in Leeds, which helped me learn to manage and live with having severe M.E. There isn't a cure for M.E, but I've found that through things like pacing and activity management, it helps me not have so many major crashes. I didn't start off with having severe M.E. I became unwell whilst I was in my 2nd year of university, and as a result of my health problems I had to drop out of my studies. During that time my symptoms were all medically unexplained. Nobody could find a reason behind what was wrong with me. I kept going to my GP and I was repeatedly diagnosed with post-viral fatigue syndrome. And then in 2017 I met with a neurologist. He diagnosed me with having M.E. So after I got diagnosed, I basically went home and I had to look up what M.E was because I'd never heard of M.E, and I'd just been diagnosed with something that I didn't know existed. And then I had to spend my time learning and understanding what M.E was. And over time my M.E got worse and worse and worse, to the point where it's now classed as severe. As difficult as life with severe M.E is, there are so many positives that's come out of having M.E. Over the years I've got to know some really amazing people, some of whom have M.E themselves, and along with the people that I met when I was in Leeds, it was really helpful to meet other people who were living with the same condition as me, because when I went to Leeds and before I got to know others with M.E, I felt so alone, and because of the severity of my M.E I'm housebound, so I can't go out to meet people. The main way that I socialise with people is through letters and through things like social media, especially Instagram. And I use my blog and YouTube channel to try and raise awareness of M.E. I did a collaboration with my friend Becca for M.E Awareness Week, which I'll link up here. Knowing other people with M.E is really helpful because we can talk about the challenges of living with M.E, but there is more to us than just having M.E, and we can talk about other things as well, such as crafting and our pets and hobbies and things like that. Because when I first became ill with M.E, it almost took over my identity, because I was so lost in trying to live with a condition that I couldn't control. And I now would say that I have quite a healthy relationship with my health. I do have other illnesses alongside M.E, which can be a challenge because the symptoms almost have like a bit of a domino effect. For example, if I have a seizure, it will make my M.E worse because of the exertion from having the seizure. So life can be quite difficult to balance sometimes, and sometimes you do get days where you just have no energy in you and you just struggle to function with the most basic things, and sometimes just the smallest things can tip the balance. Like, for example, it could be, I don't know, having a bath for me is a really big activity. I find baths easier than showers, but still they tire me out, and that's it for the rest of the day. I can only do one main activity each day, and I have to be so careful with what I do, but what I learnt in Leeds has been really helpful, such as putting timers on activities so that I know that I'm not going to overdo it. Some of the symptoms that I find the most challenging is the hypersensitivity. So you'll probably notice that I always wear tinted glasses in my videos, and that's because I'm very sensitive to light. And I'm also very sensitive to noise, so I wear noise cancelling earplugs a lot of the time. For example, if my stepmom is doing the hoovering, I'll put my earplugs in because the noise is so painful, and on a bad day I can't have a duvet on me because it feels like it's a weighted blanket that's crushing me and causing so much pain. And the pain that I experience is so many different types of pain. It'll be kind of like muscle pain, joint pain, nerve pain. Even sometimes it feels like my bones are in pain, and it's different kinds of pain. Like, it will feel like a dull sensation or an electrical buzzing sensation, and it's just, you can't predict, and you try as much as you can to prevent a flare-up, to ease the payback and the post-exertion malaise, or the, more for me, the post-exertion neuro-immune exhaustion, which basically means post-exertion, which is post-activity, and then neuro-immune. So for me, I experience M.E more as a neuro-immune condition. So it, as well as it being a neurological condition and affecting me in that way, it greatly affects my immune system. So when I've overdone it, I will get really, really bad viral-like symptoms. So it's like having a really bad case of the flu without actually having a viral infection. And then obviously the exhaustion that comes with post-activity, and sometimes even small things do that. So it could be having a bath, or having a Zoom appointment, or it could be something like going out the house. And I try and limit how much I go out the house, but at the same time it's really nice to be able to get out the house. So sometimes I will go out in my wheelchair with my dad, for example, and we'll just go to post my letters. The other difficult part of having M.E is the brain fog. So this can kind of vary. It gets worse for me towards the end of the day, or if I've kind of overdone it on an activity, and it's like you're trying to talk and the words that you're trying to find to put a sentence together is like trying to walk through treacle to put a sentence together, and my memory is really bad, and you just get so confused, and it's really hard to explain unless you actually experience it for yourself. If you break myalgic encephalopathy which is what M.E is short for, down, the myalgic part means muscles, and encephalopathy means severe disorder of the brain. But there is so much more to it just affecting your muscles. It affects every single part of your body in so many different ways. And the research going into M.E to find effective treatments is so lacking. And one of the things that I hope that comes out of the research that's going into long COVID will support research into M.E, because there's such a correlation between people who have long COVID syndrome and the symptoms and experiences of people who have M.E. I find that for me, with my severe M.E, people don't understand how severe my M.E can be, and having severe M.E robs you of so many things at such a young age. I mean, I need help with some of the most basic things. Sometimes I need somebody to feed me my breakfast because I'm too exhausted to hold a spoon, or I need somebody to hold a cup because the cup is just too heavy, and I need somebody to help me get washed and dressed because I can't do those things myself without overexerting myself and making myself so ill. And at 28 it's so hard to have a need for somebody to help you with some of the most basic things, but those are the things that M.E has taken away from me. And every day you just have to take it step by step. You just have to take each day as it comes and live with M.E. And I did a video where I filmed myself when I wasn't feeling great, because you can see me now, and I've saved up my energy for the past couple of days to be able to do this video, and it got to the point where I have had to do this video today because I need to give myself enough time to edit the video and add the subtitles ready to be able to publish it on Severe M.E Day. So I'm not feeling great, but you can't tell when somebody isn't feeling great. But I'll just put a little photograph in now to show you the reality of what M.E looks like for me. So that photo there is taken when I was having one of my average days after a shower. So I'm in the dark, I can't tolerate any light, I'm laid down because I can't tolerate sitting up, and even doing this filming now, I'm starting to get really foggy trying to think, have I remembered everything that I wanted to say? And my pain is starting to flare up a little bit in my joints, and my muscles are starting to kind of get a bit kind of spasmed up and getting a bit painful, and I'm trying to kind of sit up to do this video, and once I've stopped filming I'm gonna lay down and have a rest. And that's the part of social media and my YouTube channel that I find hard, because you see me do a video for 15 minutes, but it's taken me so much energy to do that filming, and when I'm sat up talking in front of the camera, I've saved up all my energy to do the filming, and then after the filming I'm just crashed out, and how long it takes me to do the editing and things like that, but also just how I am behind the camera. So that photograph is what I'm like the vast majority of the time. I have something called a daily plan, which is my schedule for the day, and I have to work out where to spend my energy. I do strongly believe that whether your ME is mild or severe, we all still struggle with this illness. So if you've got any questions about ME, what severe ME means, what's the difference between having mild ME and severe ME, leave them in the comments below. And if you subscribe to my channel, thank you so much for supporting my channel. My aim is to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. If you're just about to click subscribe to my channel, thank you so much. And subscribe to my channel will mean that you can keep up to date with new videos. And also, if you've got any suggestions for videos, just leave them in the comments below, because I'd love to hear your suggestions. So yeah, I'm kind of getting really foggy and rambly now, and I'm starting to really struggle. So I'm going to stop the video there, have a rest, and then hopefully I will have enough energy to edit this video and get it ready to publish on Severe M.E Day on the 8th of August. So I'll say bye for now, and I hope you're having a lovely day today.